what's up, Steven? Quick demo for you for your Saberforge Cleric. I've had this for a little bit. I just got done with it today. It is installed with a CFX and Bluetooth that I'll show you here in a second. I gave you a 2-button setup. So your top switch is your activation, your bottom is your auxiliary. You've got CC Sabers in here for your lit PCB. It's a NeoPixel connector. And then how to get to everything is you just want to unscrew this pommel. I'll show you what I did to the pommel here in a second. Once you take that off, you'll see your speaker there. The chassis is pretty tight in there. What you want to do is just take your saber in one hand and cup your other and just kind of hit it up against your hand a few times. Do that 3 or 4 times, your chassis will pop out like that, and then you can just grab it and pull it right out. And then here's what you've got for your chassis. Right, we've got a CFX board right here. You can pop your SD card in and out with your finger. Never have to move the board. You've got your Bluetooth module back here, and I'll show you how that works. You got a removable battery setup, and then you've got a Smuggler's Outpost Elite 28mm bass speaker, and I use the SO Switch Pixel PCB set here too, right? So that PCB lines up and touches that 14-pin PCB in there that never comes out. That is clocked correctly with that grub screw on your saber, so you don't really want to mess with that guy. Up here is your blade retention, but don't touch this one right here. Okay. We'll put a battery in this guy real quick so you can hear it fire up. When putting the battery in, because everything is so tight, it may not show up on camera, but there's a metal strip going from one side of the battery all the way to the other. Don't put that in the chassis, put it outside of it. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I've got it right here along the edge. If you can just barely make it out right there. But that's where I like to have it. It's good practice. It will ensure that this goes in a little bit easier and comes out a little bit easier for you. You can put it in however you want. So we'll just slide it all the way in. When you get to this point, don't push on the speaker drum. Try to push around it. Just get it past that lip a little bit. And then the pommel will do the rest of the work. We had to keep the pommel off the speaker because if I take this out, the pommel's pretty flat and it would have touched the speaker and it causes sound distortion. So I printed out this little spacer here. You can see that, right? It's really not meant to come out. It's kind of a snap fit in here and it stays in. It looks just like that, and it pushes the chassis forward and it keeps the speaker drum off of the pommel. Just screw it all the way down, tighten it up, come over here and hit activation up top. Your LEDs fired up. Auxiliary. The saber is incredibly loud. We'll put a blade in here real quick. This takes a 1-inch diameter NeoPixel blade. And you're going to want to lock it down with your blade retention. Flash on flash. Tap for blaster bolt deflex. Or hold it down for blade lockup. This thing is super loud. Anytime I have to make a spacer for a pommel that encapsulates that speaker or it caps that speaker, it makes these sabers just booming loud. But to change sound fonts, just hold down aux.
Sound bank selection.
Until you hear that. Use either button to cycle up or down. When you find one you like, hold down either button. Now we've just picked a new font. If you want to change color, hold down aux and twist your wrist. You hear that? And now you can just twist the saber through different colors. We wanted that one. Just hit power. Now when you turn it back on, you've got that color. I also gave you a bunch of different blade effects. So again, hold down Aux and twist your wrist, but then this time keep the button held down.
Spectrum.
Keep holding it.
Blade profiles.
Blade profiles. Now you can twist it again, and every time you hear it click, it's a bit different blade effect. Find one you like, just hit power. This one has kind of a slight flicker to it. It might be hard to see. Now we'll use the Bluetooth. Let me turn this light on. You'll need the ForceSync app. Looks like this. I've already paired to this saber because I was testing it, but this will pop up. It's searching for Bluetooth device. It's the BT909-LE, so go ahead and click that. It'll ask you for a password to pair. Just hit pair. You don't need a password. And then lastly, it'll bring you to this screen where you can choose different soundboards. Of course, this one is a CFX. So we'll hit CFX. You've got these different options you can go to. For right now, I'm just going to go to remote control and hit power. Clash. Lock up. 4 sounds. Blasters. You can control the volume, so you can bring it down. You can see how it brought it down to 0, and then all the way back up to 100. Swings. And then turn it back off. Just like that. So your Bluetooth is working just fine. We'll go ahead and we'll take the blade out of this guy. And go over taking the battery out, which is really easy to do. All right. So we'll pop that blade out. You're going to want to come over here and take our pommel off too. And then again, we'll take our saber like that, cup our hand, go like that 2 or 3 times. It'll pop out and you can pull it right out. And then from the positive side of the battery that's over here by your speaker, you should be able to pop it out with your finger just like that. And that's pretty much your Saberforge Cleric. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will try to get this guy out in the mail to you by tomorrow. All right? Thanks.